mind is the gateway. The mind starts the process. And it's critical. But the Bible says, out of the heart comes thefts, fornications. It says, this is what defiles man. Because what happened was, the disciples, they were eating. They didn't wash their hands. And those Pharisees, they said, man, your disciples are eating without washing their hands. That's irreligious. And he said, that's not defiles man. And he named all the things that the heart produces. All those wicked things. The Bible says the heart is desperately wicked. Who can know it? Who can know it? The thing is, your heart has an alliance with sin. Did you know that? Your heart has an alliance with sin. When sin gets in your heart, it's a danger zone. You know why? Your heart harbors sin. That's like a fugitive. Your heart takes sin in and he hides it. Your heart is like a room, like a building with millions of rooms. Sin just picks a room and sits down in your heart. We're told to guard our hearts. To guard our, because that is a part of us, in my opinion. Yeah, that's a part of it, of us, that is more against us when it comes to sin. Sin, the objective of every form or eventual sin is to find its way in our heart. Because it knows if it can strategically position itself in our hearts, it's ready to act. Its position is to make the will go and do it. Now, these are the three parts the three parts of us that play a role in causing our soul to sin. This is how it happens. We take physical stimuli, what we hear, see, touch, taste, or feel. And we take all that in. The mind, see the man, he's kind of like, it's like he can't even stop it. It's just coming in him. It's a natural inundation. You can't stop it. When I saw it. It's too late now. I saw it. I experienced it. I felt it. Okay? That comes into the mind. And once it begins to resonate in the mind, it becomes a carnal thought. So now I'm thinking carnal thoughts. Because physical stimuli got to my mind unabated. Now, those carnal thoughts get in the heart. The Bible says that the Father is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart. So that's scriptural evidence that thoughts get in your heart. It's carnal thoughts. And that's where they begin to breathe and begin to manifest themselves and begin to set up shop in our hearts. Once carnal thoughts are in our hearts, they become carnal intentions. Now we are intending to do wrong. And all we're waiting for is the opportunity to present itself. Now I guarantee you, because Satan knows mankind pretty well for 6,000 years, he will give you the opportunity. He will set it up for you. He will set it up for you. And then that carnal intention for the pen gets in your will. And guess what, folks? We committed sin. Now, here's the thing, though. Sometimes it ain't that fluid. Sometimes still get in your heart and just sit there for a while. Now, all of a sudden, you say something, oh, man, where'd that come from? It was in your heart, you didn't know it. Sometimes you saw something, you watched something on TV, or you heard something you shouldn't have heard, and it got in you, was waiting to manifest itself. And now you're doing things that you don't want to do. Even with the Holy Ghost. Okay? So this proves to us one thing, folks. Misha, go back to the mind. If we think about anything long enough, we are going to do it. Whether it's good or evil. So the most important thing we have to do is starting the process of perfecting holiness, we have to do it with our minds. That's where, think on these things. See, that's where it starts, folks. So starting tomorrow, when we begin our professional holiness, we're going to stress the mind. Because it doesn't make sense. I mean, you can't change the will if you have the physical stimuli still coming in. You have to stop where it started. It starts right there with the pit.
Well, that's why he tells us to harden not our heart, and to allow him to come in.
Yes.
And if we got him within the heart, then the will is going to come with it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's all mindful mind. It's all sequential. When we commit sin, this is how it happens. Like I said, I need 6 days to show you how to stop this. It's so natural. It's so intrinsic. And like I said, that flesh, he's physical. He's like a Marine. Okay? And the thing is, listen, I'm coming with this. I don't want to get ahead of myself. So this is it. Any questions on how we sin? Any questions? Okay, I got to run. I'm here one more time. All right. So now we're going to start, basically laying foundation for tomorrow's lesson, what they pray to holiness. And the question is, how should holiness be taught? And the answer is by its precept in a linear fashion. Isaiah told us that it would be precept from precept, not from line, narrative. So the question I have now, what are the precepts of holiness? Now, I need for my assistant. I have an assistant tonight. I need my assistant to come up here. I have an assistant. I have an assistant. We don't do these things on our own, you know. I have an assistant. She's going to come up here. She's going to recite 2 Peter 1, 3 through 10. My memory's getting bad.
According as his divine power has given unto us all things that pertain unto life and godliness, through the knowledge of him that has called us to glory and virtue, whereby are given unto us exceeding great and precious promises, that by these ye might be partakers of the divine nature, having escaped the corruption that is in the world through lust. And besides this, giving all diligence, add to your faith virtue, and to virtue knowledge, and to knowledge temperance, and to temperance patience, and to patience godliness, and to godliness brotherly kindness, and to brotherly kindness charity. For if these things be in you and abound, they make you that ye shall neither be barren nor fruitful in the knowledge of our Elohim. He that lacketh these things cannot see, and cannot see afar, and forgotten that he is purged from his old sin. Wherefore, brethren, consider to make your calling and election sure. For if you do these things, ye shall never fall.
Those are, within that verse, the precepts. And the thing is, if we do these things, last thing she said, we shall never fall. But the man who practiced these things, he forgot that he was purged from his own sins. So even when he was baptized and his sin washed away, he forgot all that. And now he's going back to sin. Because he didn't go on to perfect holiness. So we have faith. She said faith, virtue, knowledge, temperance, patience, godliness, kindness, and charity, which is love. Now when you're saying, well, Brother Anderson, the first slide said 16 degrees. There's only 8. Well, that's true. There's 8 more. Okay? There's 8 more. There's 8 here, there's 8 more. I'm going to talk about the 8 more throughout the next week. These are the spiritual standards of holiness. Although the spiritual standards of holiness are more essential, they are not generally taught at the same level of depth as the physical standards. That's why this week we're going to validate this spiritual standards. Here's the thing. The spiritual standards of holiness validate their physical counterparts. So what I'm saying is, for every physical standard in the world, in our church, that is legitimate,